Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we're the Yahoo and the Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very, very much for being here. And it is what day is it, Eli? Do you have it all set up, our calendar?
Yes.
It is? All right.
I believe it's fifth day.
It is a fifth day, and so we are going to go here first. And it is there it is, right there. Month 6, it is a fifth day of this week right here, and it is the 18th day of our month in Yah's calendar. And we went over something yesterday. I didn't have it. I guess I could go find it. But it was Addie, a little sister friend Addie. She was asking about the pagan names of the week, and she didn't know that every single one of them were actually pagan. And so when you talk, like, I don't have a good example. I think one Thursday, right? That came off there, and Friday was like Frigga. Frigga, yeah.
Like the god of snow.
There's the god of snow. Then there's sun, the Sol Invictus.
Wednesday is Woden.
Woden. Yep. And so, literally, one of our commandments is that we are not to speak of any other mighty ones. And that is very hard when we are in a civilization where our entire calendars, even our months are named after this. Our weeks are named after this. All the pagan holidays, Istar is Easter, right? And then you have Saturnalia, which is supposedly Christmas, and the Catholics have put all that together. And these are all things that are part of the world. When you celebrate Easter, when you celebrate Christmas, when you celebrate even Thanksgiving, right? That is a pagan holiday. When you look at the origins of what happened, the original Thanksgiving, it was a bunch of white settlers that ended up literally frying the Indians. They put them in a box and they lit them up. And it wasn't 2 or 3 years later they actually started keeping Thanksgiving. But the origins of Thanksgiving is not what we've been lied to in the school where we all went and the Indians taught us how to grow corn and then we all sat around with the Indians and things like that. Everything we know is a lie. So we absolutely probably shouldn't be saying the days of the week, as in Moon Day and all those kind of things. So that was a very good question we had. And gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Everyone alive?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take you to one little thing that I always get surprised sometimes by the Christians. And this is from Jenny S. And Jenny S. was raging yesterday on my Paul video that I did. And we went the rounds. I think this is the only one that's like really crazy. But this is what it says. She says, Daddy allowed it to be that way because he wants us set free from the law, which is the written word. While we hang around the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we enter into contentions and arguments. We will never learn the true meaning of love. But once we turn our heart to Holy Spirit, she sets us free and removes the veil of Moses from over our hearts. So the different meanings in the verses are actually purposely left there, even though they were changed by darkness in order for us to become kings and dig through them and into the truth. The treasure found buried within. You cannot come into the light unless you first go through the darkness. And the written word is the veil of darkness that we must go through first before we come into the light. That's why the scriptures say we see through a glass darkly. We are looking through a veil and often cannot see the whole truth until we remove that veil. And this is, I don't know, anyone want to start with this? Daddy, she's saying Daddy wants us set free from the law. That would be Abba. And so I guess, when he says it 37 times to guard my commands, and I pasted all this to her, right? We went the rounds. This was a whole bunch of different things. It was on a sister Brenda Lee's video or comment that she made. And so what do we say? Is this true? Daddy allowed it to be that way because he wants us set free from the law, which is the written word. Let me say it like this. Yahuwah wanted us freed from the law because it's the written word. Does anyone
All right. The last book of the Old Testament in most Bibles, if you open up your Bible, is Malachi, and in chapter 4, chapter 4, he says, "And always remember my Torah of Moshe, which I gave you as commandments to do right ruling and justice for all generations." And then the chapter before it says, "I do not change." So she's lying about something here. It's obviously a liar.
Well, it's not a liar. She's not a liar because this is indoctrination. You have to understand these people are in a cult. If you're in a cult, you believe whatever it is. Like, you will totally believe this stuff. Take, for instance, the Mormon missionaries, right? When they come to your door, they believe that when you die, you go and you if you are married in the Mormon temple and you have been, a good Mormon all your life, that you will go and you will not only go to a heaven. You will go to your own planet where you become your own God and you will rule that own planet. Now, for anybody who thinks that is a good idea, that sounds like the most ludicrous thing ever. And if anyone's ever run a business by yourself, that sounds like a horrible idea, is to go and become a god of a planet. That sounds absolutely just not abominable, but it goes against everything with the Torah. And something she said here was interesting. She goes, while we hang around the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we enter into contentions and arguments. Now, she's going off on me because I am letting people know that the words of Brother Shaul, when you compare them to the Torah, are not right. Right? He adds to and he takes away. And I asked her that. I said, sister, and earlier I said, listen, if your God is Paul and you're loving Paul, Paul says you shouldn't be speaking. So why are we even having this conversation if your God is Paul, right? You're not keeping the laws of Paul because you shouldn't be teaching and you shouldn't be speaking, which that is not a Torah command. There's no such thing that hampers our women like this. There's no such thing that women should not be teaching. That was all Judaism. That is all the Talmud, the 25 books of the Talmud and the Zohar and the Kabbalah. And guys, these are all evil books. So I found it interesting. She's talking about hanging out around the tree of good and evil.
I don't know what that means. I'm trying to figure out
I
like sitting around it or something.
Well, because we're trying to dial in Yah's laws, I think is what she was saying. And then this is what the Christians say all the time. But once we turn our heart to the Holy Spirit, she sets us free and removes the veil of Moshe from over our hearts. And she says it is a she. Didn't it say in Enoch?
But she said that the Holy Spirit
is Mother God.
Is mother.
Yeah, she said in another one. She says that's a female God. That's Mother God. And so, what is the Holy Spirit, Eli?
It's the thing that is like basically tells us what's right and wrong. It's what Yeshua sent down to us to actually help us.
To guide us.
And the Holy Spirit is actually a pagan name for this. What is the Ruach HaKodesh? Anyone?
It's the Spirit. It's
Spirit of what?
Holiness.
What is the Ruach HaKodesh? If you had to define, what is it?
I would say it's the Spirit of Yah.
Okay, there you go. Yes, it's the Spirit of Yah. That's the thing. It's not just a spirit. This is a spirit of our Most High. Everything that we do, when we breathe, everything that we breathe, there's spirits of our Creator all around us, right? The wind, it says in Enoch, it's a spirit. The Ruach HaKodesh, the spirit of wisdom, right? That's a she as well. And so, yeah, this is very interesting. It's terrible how I don't know. I don't have explanations for any of this stuff. It's not right. Is there any final notes on this stuff? I mean, Daddy allowed it to be that way because he wants us set free from the law. And I told her back. I said, hey, if your daddy says the laws of our high are no more, then your daddy is the devil. And that was the end. That's the last I heard.
I don't know why he would give us the law if he could just send his son down, sacrifice, then have Paul come along in the beginning, and then there's Moshe. He knows that there's no law. I don't know why he would spend all this time trying to. He would be
crazy.
He wasted a lot of his time.
It's the same people that think God and Messiah Yahusha are the same people, and they will fight to the bitter end. And I guess that's just how it is. All right.
We don't have the maraca.
Where's our maraca?
It's over there.
We're back. And it's there. All right, we got it.
I just don't know how the drum roll is going. It just kind of froze up there.
Man, this thing is duct tape. It's duct tape and rubber bands. It's a 10-year-old thing, but it's working as well as it can do. So we just have a drum roll timing issue. All right, so this is the end of Deuteronomy 20. Again, gentlemen, I want to remind you that we are in a complex book. This book is unlike any of the other books that we've ever had, because we don't just hear like one little commandment. There's like there's commandments within commandments and commandments, and there's tons of stuff here, but they're basically reiterating what we already knew, most of them. Okay, everyone good?
Yep.
All right, everyone happy?
Yep.
Everyone, 2 thumbs up. Nicole, you happy?
Yep.
Kinda? Sorta?
Okay.
Getting better?
I'm okay.
Is life getting better? No?
It's okay.
It's okay. She says okay. I don't get much out of her like this, but it's okay. She's struggling. All right, Deuteronomy 20, going to war is what it says. When you go out to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and a people more than you, be not afraid of them, for Yahuwah Eloheka is with you, which brought you up out of the land of Mitzrayim.
Is that done away with right there? He says he's going to protect you in battle. He says he's got power over all the rest of this. I mean,
it says in the land, though.
I mean, I know, but if you're a person of Yah and you out to battle against your enemies, he's going to protect you. He's done it for all his people. I mean, is that done away with? Should that be done away with?
No.
Don't you want that blessing?
Let me tell you, I have recently met a brother who I really I really enjoy, and he's a 23-year retired combat vet. Like, this dude has been in every facet of war, and for me, I find that extremely fascinating. And so I asked him the other day. I said, "Did you ever get shot?" And he says he has been shot at lots of times. In fact, this dude came flying into Panama during the Noriega thing back in '89, and so they actually went flying down into South America and were running through the jungles and stuff like that. But he says, he's been through like all this. You don't make it 23 years in like military without being shot at or be in situations where you could easily die. And, right here it says when you go out to battle against your enemies. And even though he was fighting, I hate to say it, but he was fighting for Hasatan at the point. Even though his heart was in the right spot and he was really going for it, we are fighting for Mystery Babylon. And, I hope that doesn't offend him or anything of the sort. But when we are in, the army of the North America, it's a powerful army, right? It's power beyond power when you are seeing that stuff. And he was saved, right? And now he's in the army of Yah, right? He's an extremely well-read guy that is really seeking Yah, and he's really trying to keep his commandments and stuff right. And so it's very interesting that we have a guy out there like that, and I'm happy he's out there. But that point that I was just making is that he went out to many, many battles, and Yah did preserve him through 23 years of probably endless bullets coming his way.
So he never ever got shot.
He never got shot.
All right.
Yeah, so that's sorry. I
didn't clarify that.
Draw that out. No, it's amazing. He's a cool dude. All right, 2. And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Yashrael, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint. Fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. Okay, do we need to go back? Are any of these commands? Because we do have a commandment that says, do not fear your enemies, right? Mm-hmm. Nicole? Yep. So I think this would go under that, is what it is. And so again, for all of us who it's sometimes it's really easy to think that you're alone in this world, especially where things don't go your way, or especially for us where we spent 15, 16 days. I don't know how many times a day I prayed that my baby cow would be able to stand again. And sometimes you have to understand that unanswered prayers are an answer to prayers. You just don't know why. You don't know how. But we do know that Yahuwah Elohim is he that goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. And this family has seen that. We have seen that over and over and over against outsiders, especially that group of Christians that came against us. And Yah literally dropped one of the evil guys right in the street, right in front of all his. He was like a preacher of this guy. He drops him right on his face. His face is bleeding on the ground. I mean, this was the guy that did great evil, and Yah decimated the guy that was attacking us. It was crazy. And it's sad the guy died, but, well, I don't know. He got what he deserved. 5. And the officer shall speak unto the people, saying, What man is there that has built a new house, and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle, and another man dedicate it. You guys have any idea what that means?
No.
Did you read 4?
Did I read 4? I thought I did. Yeah, I did. Remember, for Yahuwah Elohim is he that goes before you to fight for you against your enemies. And I start talking about that bad preacher.
I know. You read 3, but I don't remember 4.
Yeah, and for those who've never heard that story, there was a bad preacher, and he sued us for a whole bunch of money because we went and saved a kid that was being molested by these Christians. So dude was 12 years old for years on end, had been molested by all these Christians. We fought all like 100 of them. They ended up raiding our house, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And the guy was suing, in between them raiding our house, the guy was suing us, and he was coming back against us to sue us again. And Yah drops him in the street, and it was real crazy. So yeah, Yah fights against your enemies. Okay, so what is it? Back to 5. What does it say? Do you guys know what dedicated?
I don't know. That mine says dedicated as well, so I don't know.
I think it means like set it up. If he's not like have it under order or something, like if he's married, has a house, he can like. Put everything.
So okay, what's the NIV say? The officer shall say to the army, Has anyone built a new house and not yet begun to live in it? Let him go home, or he may die in battle, and someone else may begin to live in it. Okay, so I guess that's a big deal. And I guess it would be if you built your own house.
Yeah, because it's probably an inheritance thing, since he didn't live in it. He's not his, but if he were someone were to live in it, it'd become theirs for their inheritance, for their generations.
I guess dedicating it is simply living in it, or maybe
I guess you're dedicated to it, to the house.
I don't think you're dedicated to it. because anyone can live in the house, so you're not technically dedicated to anything like
I
that.
think that's what they're trying to assume
At least get to live in your own house before you die, I guess, and that would be a good thing.
That's a nice thing.
That would be a good thing. All right, 6. And what man is he that has planted a vineyard and has not eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle and another man eat of it. Okay, there's some interesting stuff, right? It's a lot of work. So it's essentially like if we had gotten all our fields up and we went out to battle and we died before we could ever eat a piece of corn out there, something of the sort. These are Yah's ways. They're very interesting, but these are not commandments we could actually do. I guess we could, but it's not really right. And what man is there that has betrothed a woman and has not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in battle and another man take her. That'd be a terrible thing.
That would be awful.
Jeez. All right.
There you go.
No comments here. And the officer shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brother's heart faint as well as his heart. Wow. So this is a thing. You know, Yah's people are not beta males, right? If you feel like you're going to be a beta male, Yah says go home so that you don't freak out the rest of the troops, right? Can you imagine that? Having, you're going in there with a platoon of 50 guys and 15 of them are scared to death. And they're like, oh, we're going to get shot. Oh, we're going to get hurt. Oh, this is going to do that. And all of a sudden everybody else is like, oh, gee, maybe we will get hurt. Maybe, but you got to be tough, right? And that is the difference in manhood. And, the world of today is very faint-hearted, very fearful. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared to death. They got the boogeyman. The boogeyman's out there and you're going to give him a cold. All right, here we go. Verse 9. I got to stop. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. When you come nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make you answer of peace and open unto you, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you, and they shall serve you. Okay, this is yet another interesting thing. This is Yah gave the people of these cities a chance not to be annihilated.
Right. You either live and serve us or you die.
Right, and you would be serving under the hand of people that were keeping the Torah. So if you were serving under them, I don't know if you probably wouldn't fall under the same release inside of 6 years if you're that kind of a servant. But, they shouldn't be evil to you if we're keeping Yah's laws. So there could be worse people to be your masters for sure.
I don't think that's a command or anything like that.
No.
I don't think you can call for. I don't think somebody can go up to a city and like call for peace. I think you'd probably be in jail for that.
Yeah, the cops would be out there, but
what are you doing? They're all my slaves now.
Yeah, there ain't no cops like North America cops too, by the way. So if you guys live in North America and haven't been out of North America, I don't know about anything in the eastern countries, but down south, they don't hide behind the trees and chase you down for speeding or something of the sort. That is a North American thing, and I did not realize that till I actually left North America and I became free. But I've always been like chased by the cops one way or another. All right, so I don't know why we're giving you this info, but we're on to 13.
Talking about sitting outside the gates and enslaving people.
Yeah, enslaving people. Yeah, so you wouldn't do that. Down here, you could probably do that. North America, you wouldn't want to take on those testosterone-ridden guys. They have low IQ and huge armor and huge ammo. It's just not going to be a fair fight. Okay, and I'm not telling you anything that this is true. They actually went and they hired. It was for the last 10 years. They hired people with lower IQs, and a lot of people might get mad here, but a lot of the soldiers that came back, they just want to be soldiers. They just want to get into violence. Those are the guys they hired in. So the guys that can't think a lot, you just go out there and you do what your masters tell you to do. Okay, 13. And when YHWH has delivered it into your hands, you shall smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. Kill them all. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, shall you take unto yourself, and you shall eat the spoil of your enemies, which YHWH has given you. This is different, guys. This is different than the last times that they went in and they were supposed to kill absolutely everybody, right? They're supposed to kill the men, women, children, and everything. They're supposed to burn out. Why?
These were people that weren't. Their DNA wasn't corrupted.
Right.
These are people that were.
It had to be.
They were
Right, I-
people
I
that
thi-
were
I-
actually humans.
I think
Yeah.
he's talking about after you get rid of all the nations, any other nation wants to come after. Because he gave them a list of who to destroy. So I think the people that weren't on this list, if they would want to like fight against Yashrael, they had a chance to be like slaves or die.
Yeah, and what people do not understand is our Creator, when He says slaughter everybody, He's trying to clean up the DNA line. And it's hard words if you don't understand war, if you don't understand, I guess, evil. And because the evil is all around us, and Yah was simply trying to clear up this evil. All right, so we're supposed to keep the women and children alive. Thus shall you do unto all the cities which are very far off from you, which are not of the cities of these nations. Okay, so yeah, so it's not the people of Israel, right? So these are other cities which are not of the cities of these nations. What is that saying, guys? What am I saying here?
So basically, you just said
This is outside cities, outside of Yashua.
right. So mine says, "Do so to all the cities which are very far from you, which are not of the cities of these nations." So it's about to give us a list of which nations you must kill.
Okay.
And it's like I said earlier, like the other nations don't have to completely kill them all unless they come at you.
Right. Okay. But of the cities of these people, which Yahuwah Eloheka gives you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes. There it is. There's those hard words. But you shall utterly destroy them, namely the Kittim, and the Emorim, and the Kenaneum, and the Perizzium, and the Kivium, and the Yevusium, as Yahuwah Eloheka has commanded you. They that they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which ye have done unto their Elohim, so should ye sin against Yahuwah Eloheka. Okay, so there we go. There's the names of the giants. These are the names of the polluted DNA things, and our Messiah Yahushua said, as in the days of Noah, and the days of Noah, the only difference between now and the days of Noah is that in the days of Noah had DNA corruption, and we had never seen that before. Completely. We've seen GMO foods, we've seen bad stuff, we've seen stuff in all of our food. I'm getting wild here with my cup. And so it is. It's until just recently that we have seen, as in the days of Noah. And I won't say anything more than that, but those with eyes to see and ears to hear, you guys know exactly what that is. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting few years coming up, I'm telling you. Okay, 18. All right, 19. When ye shall besiege a city a long time in making war against it to take it, you shall not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them, for ye may eat of them, and and you shall not cut them down, for the tree of the field is a man's life, to employ them in the siege. Okay, what does that mean? Is a man's life? What do you guys see?
Are the trees people that you should besiege them? Is what
Are the
it is.
trees people? No, okay, so that's what he's saying. Yeah, so the trees.
There's nothing wrong with the trees.
Yeah, no, we love trees. I think trees are one of my favorite things down here. I love the trees. There's so many different kinds of trees. Our Creator. I don't know if you guys have ever seen South America stuff, but it's from one side of the country to the next side. There's an endless amount of crazy trees. So why doesn't he want us to cut the trees?
Because nature, there's no corruption in the nature. There's just corruption in the humans.
Because it takes 100 years for a tree to become awesome, and so
is that a law for us how to cut down trees, or is that only in the land?
no, because
if you go to war and you go and
it's
you have
talking about
you burn all their stuff, right? You burn their animals. You burn their food.
but you wouldn't want to cut down all the right. So you wouldn't want to besiege them and cut down all the trees.
Yeah, but you want to
because-
keep the trees alive
Right.
because there's food. It's also
wood.
But
I
it
mean,
only says
paper,
certain
whatever.
trees.
huh?
Read the next one.
Oh, Nicole's on us. Okay, only the trees which you know that may be not cut. Wow, that's tough. Only the trees which you know that they be not trees for meat, you shall destroy and cut them down, and you shall build bulwarks against a city that makes war with you until it be subdued. What did you guys say? Bulwarks?
I'm gonna start here. Only the trees which you know are not trees for food, you do destroy and
It says
cut down.
trees for food. Why does it say trees for meat?
That's
How
what
are
I'm
you
trying to
getting
figure
a
out.
steak? You pulling a steak off this thing?
Well, the king says that. King and the pigeon are the same daggum thing. It says in both.
I
So-
don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why you need you're gonna pull some fried chicken off the tree?
I would imagine bulwarks are probably like battering rams
It
of
says
some
siege
kind.
works.
Siege
to
works?
build siege works against the city
Yeah.
that is fighting against you until it falls. So yeah, it's gonna it's like a giant battering ram.
You take 100 guys and you set them on the side of a tree and you run it in the front of the gates. It's gonna eventually pop that hinges right off that thing, break the door wood and everything. Okay, well that's interesting. I love war stories. I love this stuff. Yah's war. There's no better place to be. We have the greatest commander and we have his son, Yahusha. And so this is, we want to be in this army. We want to be in the army of goodness. We do not want to be in the army of Hasatan. Army of Hasatan is going to die. You'll die a physical death as well as a spiritual death, and probably all of us will die a physical death, but we do not have to die the spiritual death. But if you're living your life that you say the laws of our Creator on the cross, and they don't matter to you, then why would our Creator ever bring you into His kingdom, which matters to Him, right? So if you don't care about our Creator, and everyone's like, well, God knows my heart, He knows that I love Him. No, He doesn't know that, because our actions are what it does. You can say you love somebody, you can tell your wife you love her, and then beat her senseless every single night, and then when she gets up every day and say, hey, baby, I love you, there's a spot where you become more violent, and then your love means nothing because you're willing to put hands on somebody, right? That's the same thing. We have to be loyal and faithful to our Creator, and it is loyalty, and the only way we can show that is with the Torah. All right, anybody have anything else?
We're going to be live tonight
Live! It is live!
with you three English. So tune in for you guys. I think it's like 6:30 CST.
6:30, 7:30. You guys know the time out there. It will be live with the boys. The boys do their own stuff. They're in Proverbs. What chapter are you guys in Proverbs right now?
22?
22. How many chapters are in Proverbs total?
31.
31. Have you guys figured out? Are you guys going to do anything else after this?
I think James. I think
No,
James is
we're
really
gonna
good.
do Ecclesiasticus. I thought.
I think James is really good.
Ecclesiastes or James?
We haven't
James
figured-
is awesome.
We haven't figured it out yet.
Might have to do a poll.
Might do a poll. There's only 3 of you guys.
No, I mean like a YouTube poll.
Oh, YouTube poll. We could do
I think we
that.
should do James. I really do.
James is good. It's short, right?
It's
It's 5 chapters.
Yeah, but it's like really good for like
It's
kids
absolutely
and
good.
stuff, for like love and like not hating your neighbor.
Well,
It's
about
like,
faith.
It kind of gets you off from Proverbs, you know?
Faith without works is dead, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
right.
Everyone in? All right, much love, everyone.
Shalom.
Shalom.